Hello. If you're wondering why this looks weird, the answer is I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about it. Just kidding. I'm not kidding. I actually don't want to talk about it, but I will because I think it's important when we are going through the artistic process to be transparent about what actually happens. So I started this. It's looking very cute, and I started working on these eyebrows that are gonna be a nightmare, and I messed them up. In my own mind, I was like, this isn't right. I need to erase it. And then I went in so hard that I stripped off the layers of this peach tone, and you could see the white canvas, and I was very upset. Very upset. Like, when I tell you that I was upset, I was in a bad mood, and then a worse mood. And I just took a 2-hour nap, so I'm a better person now. And hopefully we can do something that is gonna work well right now. So I'm gonna start by repainting what I had painted over. And hopefully I can find the orange that I used. Maybe I can't. I really thought I used a small orange, right? Because I don't have a large one. Where did it go, my lovely? Okay. Oh, I might have used this cadmium red and then a little bit of yellow. But I really thought I just used a straight up orange from here. Which is fine. That's fine. Whatever I do is fine. Which is really what I hope we can take away from my mistake, which is that, when you're an artist, you are an innovator. You are an innovator, and you can figure things out and make things work. And that's important to remember. Even if you have to start over, even if you really, really mess something up, it's okay. Maybe something good will even come out of it, which is true of my other works. That I've had some new ideas or been able to create new shapes or make adjustments that really change the work for the better, ultimately. And that's not always going to be the case, but having that mindset is going to be really helpful and encourage that to happen. So I'm just going over the red. You might be able to see, well, maybe not. My eczema is a little bit better today than it was yesterday. I'm on here again today because my girlfriend said I needed to do more of this. So, hello, my love. I'm here. I'm doing more of this. You are my sweetheart and I love you. So if anybody is actually watching and enjoying this, you can say thank you, Amber. So I'm just going in with a really thin layer of this red. I think what I'll do, because I really like the way that what's already on here has come out, which is what I failed to do last time, is seal it with satin medium, and that will put a layer between this work and the hard challenge of those pink eyebrows. When I tell you I was feeling bad earlier today, oof, I was feeling real bad. And I was being real mean to myself. And that sucked. That really sucked. And sometimes it's a mental health issue. Sometimes it's, oh, I haven't eaten enough today. Sometimes it's, I didn't sleep well enough. Today it was like so many things. All the things. The sleep helped, and I ate, and the eating helped. So that's good. See? And that wasn't that bad to put together. I also squeezed out so much of it that I am going to try to put it back in the tube. I've said this before, I always use too much red. Like, I never need as much red as I take out. So I'm going to use a paintbrush because I don't have any rounded palette knives, and I'm just going to kind of push this down. I'll squeeze the tube and then slowly release it, and that will suck everything back in. Push it all down, squeeze again. And one more time. There we go. Hopefully you can see what I'm doing. There you go. And now it's back in there. I'm going to go in with this cadmium red. This is also cadmium red, but this is deep hue, and this is medium. Oh, no, this is cadmium red light hue. Which I don't understand. I don't have the knowledge, the understanding of, like, why are there multiple hues? Is it just because it's a primary color? And why is this straight up orange? Like, I don't even think I need to put yellow in this. I might have just used this as is. In fact, I'm confident that I did. Look at that. It's orange. What are we even talking about cadmium red? What is cadmium? Somebody look it up and come back and let me know. I had kind of an unsatisfying and frankly gross dinner. It was like this like mac and cheese gnocchi. It was not good. Maybe I just don't like gnocchi. Or maybe I just don't like bagged mac and cheese. It did not hit the spot, and I like forced myself to eat some. Because I don't cook. Which, shout out to other adults who don't cook and also those who do. Like, it sucks when you don't cook and have no interest in cooking and you live alone. Damn. Not that I live alone. I just don't have anybody who cooks for me. This is orange. How dare you call yourself red? Cadmium red light, and then this is cadmium red deep. I can't deal with this. What is this? I'm outraged. I'm outraged. I was learning about the difference between feeling intense emotions and dysregulation, and that was really interesting. If I could link it, it's a TikTok of this person talking about neurodivergent minds, and it was very cool. And I think today I was quite dysregulated. Like not having access to your higher mind, the mind where you know that you have choices, and that there can be different outcomes of things. So it's nice now after this nap to have better access to my higher mind, you know, the mind that allows me to think that there are options, that I haven't ruined a painting. Like the worst case scenario, if you actually ruined a painting, like let's say I just like spilled blue paint all over this, dark blue paint, and there's no cleaning that up. There's no cleaning it up because I'm not running it through my sink. That's going to waste so much water, and the acrylic water is going to go down the drain. And as we know, we don't put acrylic water down the drain. So worst case scenario, I use this big brush and I brush it in like it's on purpose, and then I start over. Like that's the worst case scenario. You know, completely ruined, you just start over. You are going to do it better because, where did I hear this? You're going to do it better because you've already done it once before. So you're actually going in with more experience the second time. And I think that's pretty beautiful to think of. So it's nice to be in a mood where I can like remember all these things, because in the midst of like deregulation, I am not thinking that. I am thinking, oh, I've ruined this. Oh, this is horrible. Blah, 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 blah. Which I don't usually say blah, 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 blah. But it's... And maybe I shouldn't say that. Maybe I should just be more specific. Because what I was really thinking and saying is, I've ruined this. I've ruined this and I have to start over completely. And just wasn't true. It was just kind of mean to myself. And if you ask me, this looks fine. This looks fine. It's not that different from what I had before. And I can go in and try again. I'm gonna need this to dry completely before I put some of that satin medium over it. And I'm even wondering if I should. But there is a point. There's a point to doing that. So I'm gonna try and be patient and let this dry. What can I do while it dries? Let's go through some of my sketchbook here, because I think it's worth it to show, like, this is a recent one. This I literally did yesterday. It's worth it to show like some growth. And one thing I really want to stress is how chaotic and uncertain I was in the beginning. This doesn't have a date on it, but I did it a long time ago. And I was kind of in this mode of like doing black ink drawings. And as you can see, it's very chaotic. It's super chaotic. There's not really a story going on. I just needed to express myself. And interestingly enough, that's also what this was. this was me needing to express myself. And so like, this is a long way away from this. And as I went on, as I just non-judgmentally let myself do something, just do anything artistically, I started getting somewhere. This is really early on me. I don't know if you can tell, but this is a sad eyebrow. This is kind of the beginning, you know, a crying eye, really disheveled hair, a messy mouth. This was the beginning of everything. Eventually, you know, I started going in and doing things with some more structure like this one. It was like, no, I'm really thinking about things. I'm kind of letting myself be free, but I also have an idea in mind. So this kind of like chaotic rain clouds was really something. I still like this to this day. I'm going to skip over the next two because that's actually my little cousin's drawings. This is also more recent. This was just an exercise in being free. That is so important. I have literally burned so many pieces of art because they are ugly, but you have to do the ugly art first. Not only that, but it has to be, almost always, the art has to be ugly first. It has to be bad before it can be good. And that is a very uncomfortable phase. I really started getting into color after I started really simply, because you're not going to start off with a vast collection of art supplies unless you have it like that. Congratulations. But most people are going to start with the basics. You have a ballpoint pen. You have one felt tip pen. You have a pointy tip marker. You have some like classic like Crayola stuff. I have crayons here. And that's enough. Whatever you start with is enough. And you can just build from there. You start with black, and then maybe you have a blue ballpoint pen and you build with blue. Here's another one that's just bad. It's just bad. This is saying nothing. It was just the process of it that felt cathartic for me. And that's also important to remember. Not everything has to look good or even have the intention of looking good. Here's one, Artistic Wound. I did like a series of paintings that were inspired by wounds, essentially. And what I'm talking about today, you know, feeling that the work is ugly, the work is bad, the work is ruined, is really part of this artistic wound. And this was from August. Then I've got a bunch of fruits here, a bunch of fruity fruits, which is great. Here we've got grapes, citrus. This is probably my least favorite one, but it was still fun to make. Cherries, one of my favorites. Really cute. Kiwi. I also have some poems in here that I don't feel like sharing. And I kind of did these Simon, like, do you know the game? if you are on the 2000s side, you might not know what this is, of being born, but there was a game that had like the primary colors plus green, and you would have to, it would light up in a certain order, and then you would have to copy that order. So these were kind of the beginning of like different kinds of exercises where I was just letting myself play and with shape and with color. These are some aliens hiding behind ribbon, red tape, caution tape. That's fun. Not one of my favorites, but definitely inspired by like lava lamps in the 90s. This is where the splats got really interesting. splats or splatters, whatever I call them. Whatever you call them, that's fine. I really like this one. This one maybe is one of my favorites, but I guess I can say that about most of my art. Here's a fun one. Spiders, spider alphabet. Just a random thing. Just trying things out of your comfort zone is going to really help to expand your mind so that you can really do different things. All right, I think that's actually dry now. Let me give it a little tip tap. Maybe a little more minute. Oranges. We got some raspberries. The bisexual heart splat. Some little bubbles. Oh, we got another snap. Splat, not snap. This one says bursting for Lana. If you want to support a family in Gaza, Lana and her family of 11 are the first under Palestine at the website linktree/bloobs, BLUBES. She is a young person who I have gotten to know over the last few years, and we are fundraising for her and her family to secure food, to secure warm clothes, and medicine. So if you want to help out, hers is the first, again, under Palestine, linktree/bloobs, B as in boy, LUB as in boy, ES, bloobs. This one I just did the other day, which was really, I was really feeling it. These last few days I've just been feeling it. And I did this at the same time as I did this one, which is kind of fun and kind of its opposite, its counterpart. Crayon drawing, worrisome cherry. I think that's good for now. That's a good place to stop. So I have satin medium here. Whoop. It's basically the same thing as Mod Podge. Oh, this isn't open. Is this not my... Well, that's fine. I'll just open a second one because I don't know where the other one is. It must be somewhere else in the back of my basket over here. Oh, this is going to be hard to open. I have no nails right now. Ooh. Here's a pro tip. If you ever have trouble opening something, just yell feminism, and that will help you open it. I don't make the rules. That's just what's worked for me. So, all right. Oh, I just found the other one. Okay, it's right here. Okay, so I'm gonna put this back. That's usually how it works out, huh? All right. This is pretty much the same thing as Mod Podge. You can mix it with paint. You can use it by itself. I'm going to use it by itself. And I'm just really going to go over the front. And I'm not going to go over the sides right now. That's not necessary. There are other kinds of medium. If you prefer a matte medium, I have one of those as well. I just prefer satin. It looks like it's making it lighter. I'm pretty sure it dries down regular. Just a thin coat. And if there are some little pieces of lint or whatever, just know that the expert painters of yore also, when looked under a microscope, had the same little pieces of lint and stuff. So if you have crap in there, don't worry about it. I'm gonna get some more water. All right. I just want to clean the brush as well so that they last a really long time. I did see a video recently of someone who cleaned a brush that was hardened with acrylic paint, and I'm going to share with you what I saw. They took a hammer and they hammered it out. They hammered it to break down the acrylic paint, and then used, I want to say it was like a steel comb, and started brushing it, and just flipped it over, did the same thing, brush it. And at the end, it looked new. And I had no idea that that was a possibility. So hopefully I just keep them nice and clean, but I'm going to feel less like, oh, there's nothing I can do now, if one just happens to harden with stuff in it. I'll keep you updated on that if I remember. And if not, you do it. You do it. So the painting had purple lips, kind of like indigo even, like inky lips. This one was darker. This one was me trying to see if I should actually do like a brown eyebrow to kind of ground it more, but in the end I like the way this looks. So this is still drying, but it will dry with a satin finish, so it will reflect. Ooh, no, it's dry already, which is fantastic. Paint in really thin layers with acrylic, it will dry super quickly. If you don't like that and you want to dry and you want to paint in thin layers anyway, you can get a slower drying mixing medium, and that will allow you to use the acrylics more like how people use oil. All right. Now, I'll tell you what the issue was with the eyebrows. When I sketched them out using this white pencil, I also used one of my classic yogurt jars. These are great. This is what I use to wash my brushes in. I hold paint water in here. I was using these to get like a great arch, but it didn't really look good. And I put them too close together in the middle, and it just looked terrible, to be frank, which isn't me spewing hate of myself. It just didn't look good. I don't know what to tell you. So now I'm like, oh, I see it's actually not dry. There's I can see a little piece right there. Anywhere where it's still white, it should dry completely clear. I'm gonna kind of tamp that out. It should dry completely clear. So I'm just gonna give that a little bit longer, and I'm just gonna think about how I want to do this, because this is one of the hardest parts actually, of makeup and of my makeup paintings are the eyebrows. It's just, I really like a precise eyebrow, especially if you're going to do it thin like this or thin like this. I like it pretty precise, and sometimes that's hard to do, especially on like a textured background, like canvas or like your skin. So I'm just gonna hope for the best, really. This is what I use, this magenta color, and I think I use a little bit of this pink to make it a bit more opaque. That's this color right here. I used way too much of it, as per usual. I think actually at this point I added some primary red when it was over. I think that's good because I'm doing 2 thin lines. I'm not sure how many, actually. It might be more than 2 thin lines because as of now we're going to be at 4 thin lines. So let's find out together. Let's find out together. I really want this kind of like lovely arch, and I want it to mirror this shape of the eye here. Deep breaths. Deep breaths. I'm gonna mix in a little bit of that satin medium so that it paints a little bit smoother, because painting right out of the tube, acrylic paint is pretty annoying to work with, honestly. It's clumpy. When you add the medium, it will smooth it out. And it looks like it's making it lighter. It will dry darker. Because remember, this dries clear. I try to get as much paint off as I can before I dip it in the water to clean it off. So what I had done before was I drew dots where I wanted them to start and end, and that's usually what I do when I have arches like this that I'm painting. And usually that's helpful. This time it wasn't helpful. I don't know if it's because I can't tell you exactly why. It kind of ended up, I think, like coming to a point rather than that nice smooth curve. So I think I'm gonna try to draw it first with this white watercolor pencil. Because I can get a thin line, it's easy to erase. I'm gonna tap it just to make sure, double check that it's nice and dry. It's cool to the touch, which is all right. It's not sticky. So I'm just gonna give it a go. I think instead of starting out here by the point, because that's what made them so thin on the inside, I'm gonna try this point as the starting point and this point as the end point, and that might give me that better, like, proper archway that I'm looking for. So I guess I am gonna go in and do the dot, and then I'll go up here. I'm gonna triangulate here, here. It's also really hard to see, so that's annoying. But I can just wipe it away with my finger, and you really can't see it. I'm gonna use paper to sharpen it, because I don't have a pencil sharpener. And I'm not pressing down too hard. I just really don't want it to lean one way or the other. That's what makes this hard. That's why I was using this shape here. And maybe I'll try it again. Maybe I'll try it again. It is a little bit big though. Can we see that at all? Too hard to see. I might get a colored pencil. I've got other colors I want to try and use something that's still pretty light. How about pink? Pink would be good. Let's get the pink. Let's see what the pink does. I'm just kind of centering it. Can I even see that? I really cannot. So this pencil is unsuccessful. Another thing, unsuccessful. That's okay. It's a good thing. All right, let me try this gray. I want it quite high. The great thing is these are watercolor pencils, so with water they will erase. Now that is what I'm talking about. Okay, that was pretty good. I don't know how well you can see that. Probably not at all because I can barely see it and I'm in person. So let's do another one. Just make sure the top is kind of lined up. It's still meeting really close in the middle, but I think I mind a little bit less. Yeah, all right. Now I'm just gonna trace it. I'm gonna do it real thin first. Real lightly. And now I can go in a little bit thicker. Not bad. Not bad. Oh, you might hear my neighbor's TV. Wonder what she's watching. All right, what do you think? That's pretty much that. I might thicken them up a little bit more. And try and make them a little bit more even, but I'm not too worried. might just make them a bit thicker in the middle up top. Let's see if I can thin it out on the bottom over here. Or did I wait too long for it to dry? Oh, I think we got it. I think we got it, friends. Do not drag, just dot. I can't emphasize that enough. If you're gonna use your finger, dot, do not drag. And watch where you put your hand if you paint like a weird person like I do. And again, the great thing about that pencil is that it's a watercolor pencil. I can just take water over it and make it disappear. You can smudge it if you're going down, I guess. This might be another do as I say, not as I do scenario. That's pretty fun. That is pretty fun. I don't mind that it is not symmetrical. I like to kind of check in and like do a little bit of what I can, but it's not that serious for me. Let's make that purple lip. I'm gonna use that same pink and just add this like really deep purple. The one that I can't pronounce. No, this actually I can pronounce, dioxazine purple. Why is it called that? I don't know. Is it the process of making the paint that they're called that? Cadmium red, dioxazine purple? I don't know. Now we get to go back to the fun parts, because this is more fun for me. The lips are more fun than than the eyebrows. The eyebrows are like intense. I'm gonna use a different brush. I'm gonna use a Filbert brush, which is round at the tip. Come here, Filbert. I have a small one and a large one. I'm gonna use both probably. I like to get both sides painted so that when I kind of stamp it on, it has like a nice cleaner edge than if I only did one side. And if I can't do that, then I'm just talking out of my mouth. Or talking out the side of my mouth. All right, let's go. I also still haven't decided if I'm gonna give this a nose. sure I clean it off real nice. I'm going with Little Filbert. Careful where I rest my arm. It's not exactly the trademark mouse. It's kind of close to it. And I started really small so I can build it up if needed, which I do need because I'm trying to make it symmetric-ish. Symmetric-ish. I'm also going to plug my website at some point. I did make an art website. So you can see some other stuff that I've done. And maybe eventually buy some stuff. You definitely commission some stuff. Yeah. I feel like we need a little smooth this out right here. Yeah. All right. Well, I think that's good for today. That's pretty good. I'm pleased. And this is worlds away from how I felt about this painting just a few hours ago, which is notable. Thanks for coming by. Have a good one. Stay hydrated.